For some, it has been obvious that the traditional manufacturers are technologically behind Tesla. The conventional estimate is roughly 5 years, and that the trendsetter's technical supremacy is reflected in its commanding share of the small but growing electric vehicle industry. Clearly, Big Auto is not happy with the fact that the flashy Californian upstart has lapped them. General Motors is one of these companies. The century-year legacy car maker certainly didn't like being outrun by an upstart that was just a decade old. That's why they've come up with some outlandish goals to try to outwit Tesla. But can they? Here's why experts think they won't be able to. Welcome back to New Vehicle Media, your go-to channel for EV stock. Quick reminder, subscribing's free, and liking the video helps YouTube suggest similar content. Comments are loved and featured in upcoming videos. The automaker that accounts for the vast portion of the new electric vehicle market share in the future years will reap enormous economic benefits. Tesla has become a household brand as a virtue of the unique electric automobiles and EV features that the company's developed. In the last 5 years, Tesla stock has grown by more than 1,605%. General Motors is committing billions of dollars on electric cars in the expectation of reaping some financial rewards of its own in the future. However, it's becoming more aggressive in its pursuit of the #1 slot among EV makers. Because of this, there has been considerable contention between Tesla and GM. GM is going all in on electrics. Well, at least that's what they say. The firm may have had troubles with the Bolt, but it is planning to launch a whole new electric vehicle lineup in the coming years. Chevy is developing an electric pickup truck called the Chevy Silverado EV. It's also working on electric SUVs, such as the Chevy Blazer and Chevy Equinox. The demise of the Bolt and Bolt's EUVs doesn't look like it'll discourage GM from continuing to develop the most popular electric cars on the market. This may seem to be an extremely optimistic aim, but GM is on track to introduce multiple electric vehicles before 2025, while Tesla is continuously reporting delays in the development of the Cybertruck. Tesla also has a problem with its price increases occurring on a frequent basis. The price of the iconic Tesla Model Y electric SUV has fluctuated many times over the previous several years due to supply and demand. GM chairwoman Mary Barra reportedly said that her company can definitely catch Tesla in terms of electric vehicle sales in the US by 2025. GM says it'll introduce about 30 new electric vehicles by 2025, and Ms. Barra reckons that this avalanche of new models will be sufficient to dethrone the present EV leader. Make no mistake, General Motors' electric ambitions are a good thing. If not downright fierce, competition is what propels progress. However, there are numerous grounds to be suspicious that General Motors would be able to fly to the top of the automotive industry in only 4 years. Yes, as per the business, there are 30 versions in the works. However, for the time being, it only has the Chevy Bolt EV and the Chevy EUV, two low-volume vehicles that were lately forced to suspend manufacturing due to an issue with the battery cells. The GMC Hummer truck and the Cadillac Lyriq will be the next two GM electric vehicles to join the roads. But given the fact that none of these products is targeted at a mass market, their impact on General Motors' market share will be fairly minimal. Yes, there is a planned electric Silverado, as well as 1 or 2 Chevy crossovers in the early stages of development. Those have the potential to generate significant sales, but it will be some years before they're able to be sold at dealerships. It's also important to note that this is not a one-on-one competition between GM and Tesla. GM wants to be #1, but as the late, great Alex Trebek may have said, Ford and Volkswagen will have something to say about it. Commitment is another issue, as it has been for many years now, and that especially goes for GMs. We've heard from General Motors as well as every other legacy brand that they are serious about electrification on a number of occasions in the past. But are they? When Trump was elected, General Motors and its fellow automakers immediately submitted a letter to the new administration pleading with it to relax the pollution laws that had led them to manufacture electric vehicles in the first place. The United States is likely to have a Senate election in 6 or 7 months. Nobody knows how much government pressure there will be to create electric vehicles if the Republicans win the next election. Is there any chance that General Motors will keep its promise to build 30 new electrics? Yet another significant hurdle is that Tesla is now a moving target. A very fast-moving target that proves new technology and marketing successes on what looks like every next month. If you want to think that GM can close the gap to Tesla in 4 years, you must assume that GM will catch up with Tesla in the next 2 years, and then accelerate far more quickly than Tesla in the next 2 years. But the true rationale that neither GM, nor Ford, nor Volkswagen, nor any other legacy brand has come anywhere near Tesla so far is a very simple one. Tesla doesn't sell gas-powered vehicles. Meanwhile, the other companies are locked in the innovator's dilemma. If they want to go all in on electrics, that means they'll have to go all in on marketing them, which means telling their consumers, don't buy a gas-powered car. There's no obvious sign that GM or any other legacy maker is eager to do so. Most likely, there will be enough pie to go around for everyone. Some industry officials believe that by 2030, electrics would account for up to 50% of all new car sales, which is a significant piece of pie. However, this does not imply that the path ahead will be simple during the next decade. As we've seen, building an electric vehicle empire requires a significant amount of cash, and the situation is always changing. Demand for new automobiles may be weakened by inflation as a result of semiconductor shortages affecting supply chains across the industry. Ultimately, though, this is a radical transformation in transportation that hasn't been seen in a very long time. And for the legacy manufacturers, it's a question of whether they'll join the party or be left in the dust. It's okay to set lofty goals, but it's difficult to think that GM will be able to catch up to Tesla in as few as 4 years. If General Motors wants to have a chance to catch up with Tesla, they must be ready to give up their internal combustion engine industry and devote all of their resources to increasing the amount of electric cars produced. And I won't be putting any chips on that. But what about you? Do you believe GM will topple Tesla? Will GM be willing to go all in on electrics? Let us know what you think by leaving a comment down below. Wayne thinks GM's goose is cooked. He used to love GM, but things have changed. The price of all vehicles is way out of range for most to afford. That should wrap things up for today. Keep in mind that subscribing is still free, and liking helps YouTube recognize your preferences. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.